Right, I'd like to talk about this comic about equity and why it is so ridiculous along with all the other stupid socialist arguments about equity. So, in this picture, you can see in the first frame we have three people standing on boxes, and the tall person can easily see over the fence with a great view, and the short person can't see anything. Of course, the boxes represent their wealth. In the second image, the boxes have been redistributed so that the small person has two boxes and the tall person has no boxes. And this allows the small person to see over the top of the fence. And they go, look how under equality it's unfair because the small person can't see. They've not had a fair chance. But under equity, look, we have made it fair. And now the small person can see over the top. Sounds great, right? Sounds wonderful. Except there is a fundamental flaw with this argument, as with all communist arguments. And that is, where did the boxes come from? Boxes are not free. Boxes don't magically exist in nature, just like anything else. Each person in this comic has brought their own box. And presumably they either purchased that box or they built that box. Either way, they have provided some level of labour in order to acquire that box. And under the equality section, they have all provided an equal amount of labour. However, under the equity section, you can see that the short person has now gained the products of someone else's labour. They have now gained twice as much products of labour as the tall person, whereas the tall person has had the products of their labour taken away from them. So essentially, the tall person has built this box and they've taken it along to the game so they can get a really good view, and then the government, the state, has come along and said, it's not fair that you did the work to give yourself a better view, whereas this short person didn't do the additional work. They didn't make two boxes themselves. They only made one box for themselves, and now they can't see the game. So therefore, we're going to take the box that you made and we're going to give it to them. And you're not going to get it back. This is not a loan. You're not getting paid for it. It's just taken. You don't see the little person there handing the tall person a fiver for their box. No, the box has been stolen. And when socialists talk about equality versus equity and make these arguments, they always think that they are the short person. They think that they are the ones who will receive that additional free box. But the truth is they're not. The truth is they will have their boxes taken away from them. We are all the tall person under socialism. But even so, this comic is still ridiculous because everyone has boxes. And as I say, boxes don't come out of nowhere. They're not magical. There's not an infinite number of boxes. You can't give everyone a box, just like you can't give everyone money. You can't give everyone a universal basic income if they don't work for it. Because in the words of Elon Musk, if you don't build any stuff, there is no stuff. Like there is no magical money tree. There is no money printer go brr. Like you are only valuable as to the products of your labour. And if nobody is building these boxes, then there's only one other way to make people equal. And that is to make them all equally poor. And that is what will happen under equity proposals, under socialism, under communism. Everyone ends up equally poor. And the people who try to get ahead, who try to work hard, who try to build a business, will have it taken away from them and redistributed to people who are not working hard, who are not trying to create a business. Basically, the lazy in society will have your wealth stolen for them by the government in the form of either taxes or just straight up redistribution. That's what you can expect under equity. Everyone being hobbled by the state.